Just spent a day in the shop. Welcome. I'm glad you tuned in. I'm Jimmy with Making It Work. We got a bunch going on. Been really busy. We had a rough day with the Prius yesterday. After taking out the inverter, converter, subverter, we got some kind of a connection issue on one of the sensor wires, so we're going to test that today, try to sort that out. I don't think it has anything to do with the used ABS we put in. This code doesn't mention the ABS at all. But anyway, it's been an interesting week. We've been really busy. Not really tons of hours, but we're busy, and that's what matters. We're getting people on the road, right? Learning things, having fun. That's what we do. I'm gonna finish opening this place up. We're gonna, it's hot and muggy already. It's like 80, 81 degrees already this morning at 7:15. So I know it's hot everywhere. I saw a picture, Chris, another mechanic I know, he put a picture on his Facebook of his snap-on thermometer at 101.1 in the shop, which is not uncommon in August, especially if you're on the southeast of Florida, southeast of the U.S., especially in Florida. Anyway, enough flapping, babbling a little bit, trying to figure out what's going to happen today. We'll see what's going on, see how busy we are. We might end up playing with this Corvette since it's a new month. They were in a big panic yesterday because it was the end of the month, so they wanted the Prius to go. And frankly, so did I, but it just didn't work out. So anyway, let's get in there and get started. What do you say? Stay tuned. First thing we're gonna do, no uniforms. They shorted me a shirt this week. We're supposed to have 8 volts, so we got 11.3. It's supposed to have 8 volts right here, according to my flow chart. Right here, 8 volts or more. So that's not bad. I thought it was gonna be a problem that it was so high, but it says 8 volts or more. Check DTC output. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna follow the flow chart to the letter. So I saw out what happened. All my connections, like I said in yesterday's video, all my connections are good. Can't see anything with that. So it could be a coincidence. Might it be caused by the ABS in some odd way? I'm not sure yet. We're gonna keep checking. All right, the next thing. This takes you down to what codes do you get, blah, blah, blah. It tells you replace the power module intelligent resistor or replace the inverter converter assembly. We don't want to do that yet if we can avoid it. Now, there's only 2 possibilities. That I disturbed something, maybe I thought maybe a wire broke between the sensor connector and here, but I have my voltage, so that's not the case. So the next thing is to test this connector. There's a green wire on pin 27, which is right down here. It says green wire in this connector should have a reference voltage. A duty cycle is from 5.5 to 7.5 when it's working normally. If it's pulled down low to 2 to 3 volts, the inverter is experiencing an internal failure. And that's the code I have. It's POA78-286. This is a more detailed, the last 3 digits are a more detailed version of what that code is. So I gotta find a wire on here. It's about 6 wires in from the end. I'm going to say it's probably this green one right here. Oh, this shows it on the bottom. Pin 27. Green wire in this connector. Pin 27. So it should be on the bottom. There's a green wire on the bottom. We'll have to find. I'll back probe it. We'll turn the button on and see if we have a high voltage. Well, high being 5 to 7 or low 2 to 3 volts. If it's low, then it's saying this thing is bad, which all I did was take it out and put it back in. Does that mean they had an intermittent problem with this sometimes that now it's showing itself? Or does it mean I disturbed the ground, and we'll have to go over all the grounds and make sure everything's good with that too? I didn't unbolt any ground cables. If I sound like I'm surprised, I am. Should be it. This one. I'm going to go back to my regular conventional ground. Make sure the case of the inverter is grounded at the same time I'm testing that circuit. Push button on. 6.4 volts. So that's good. Now what? revert back to our flow chart. This is more of a description from a Toyota Master Tech, how he diagnoses it. If it's pulled down, the inverter is reporting an internal failure, but it's not pulled down, so I shouldn't have that code. I'm going to look over all my battery cables and ground leads and make sure nothing weird's going on with that stuff, and then we'll see what the next phase of the operation is going to be. Alright, now I hooked up the big connector. It's called the interlock connector that disables the high voltage system, so it's safe to work on. I put that all back in. You don't have to worry about it for the wiper stuff. These codes are from when I was doing the testing with that plug out, so we should be able to clear them and see if they come back. No trouble codes. Now the problem I noticed late yesterday was I wouldn't get the code till I tried to start it, and then I was not happy at all about the whole situation. I'm going to do a health report on all the codes, clear the codes from all the modules before we even try to start it, and we'll see what code comes back. Really kind of at a loss here, unplugging things, plugging them back in. They're all plugged in. Does that mean I got a pin fitment issue? I haven't tested that. Just the problem is I'm going in from the back of those connectors, so if the circuit's not complete, my meter should show me that there's a voltage drop, right? I mean, that is something we could check if we need to, but it's looking like something going on with the inverter converter. No codes. Perfect. Now we'll try to start it. Engine sounds mad. No codes. Very interesting. Sure doesn't sound happy. The way these work, where the torque converter would normally be, is the stator and all those components that make this a hybrid. And when the engine misfires or does anything weird like that, it rattles. So it makes it sound like the engine's coming apart because of a misfire, but it's not setting any codes. Just for kicks, I'm going to look up misfires. Read data stream. Oh my goodness, these old cars are just crushing me here. Between the couple of cars, the Del Sol and the Ferrari and this thing, I mean, I'm already basically at 7 hours on this job that pays like 4.5. So it's just, and I'm still having decent paychecks, but it's frustrating when your paychecks could be better and you're spending time working on things for free. You don't get compensated. That's just really, really frustrating. I guess you should focus on the fact you're still making decent paychecks and not focus on what you're not getting. But everyone seems to focus on what they're not getting. Why shouldn't I? That's kind of strange. Oh, now my light came on. I got codes. Let's see what they are. Read fault code. Those codes are going to be in the ABS, it looks like, or something to do with the high voltage system. So we'll go out. Hybrid vehicle battery, read fault code. No trouble codes. HC hybrid control. Read fault codes. Lost communication with brake system control module current. Well, that's an ABS related code. Oh my goodness. I think this car is going to make my head explode. That's probably what will happen. I got to call Ivan from Pine Hollow. UO 129, lost comm with brake system control module. Let's see if we can talk to that. ABS, read fault code, lost comm with your rate sensor. These are all the codes we were getting before. Current. High voltage system malfunction. It sets when the ABS is mad. You get high voltage control system codes. Lost comm with hybrid control system. Hey, you know what? At least we're back to square one. We haven't fixed anything, so that's perfect. The only codes I'm getting now, this morning after testing, and I disturbed those connectors a little bit. Maybe that has something to do with it, maybe not. I can't tell anymore with this car. But I know that I have communication with my brake control module, brake control module, brake control module, brake control module. These codes for the AC solar sensor circuit, and they've been in this car for years. So I'm going to go into my ABS and make sure all the parameters are learned, all that kind of stuff. I can talk to it, So it might just be unhappy about some data parameter I didn't set when I replaced it. It could be that it doesn't like the used one and needs programming or something like that. Could also be a defective part. So as we usually do, you know, the used part was less expensive, so we'll run around some circles and try to verify whether that part was good or not. Even a new one could be bad, you never know. I think the odds are lower if you get a dealer part that's new, but I think it was $1,000 more expensive or something. But I'm at 3 hours so far, so that's about $450 of the $1,000 we're spending in free time, because time is money too, you know. The parts, like I always say in my videos, parts cost money, so does labor. Don't assume because you didn't pay the mechanic it didn't cost you anything, because they could have been doing something productive and producing income for the shop and themselves, but instead they're doing this, so there's no revenue for the shop, no revenue for the mechanic, but we saved money on the parts, right? So can you tell I don't understand it? But we do it over and over and over and over again, so nobody thinks they're losing money doing it, I guess. I'm going to try the torque sensor adjustment again in the power steering just for kicks. Failed. DTCs are detected. Diagnose them first. Okay. Let's do that. Let's clear DTCs. See if they stay away. Which you would think if the ABS module and the high voltage module aren't talking, that the code would reset right away every time, right? But it doesn't. This is what's the frustrating part. It's not setting the code. There's no codes right now, right? The only codes are those air conditioning codes I mentioned to you earlier. Let's go into the power steering again, and we'll try that calibration and special function torque sensor adjustment. Welcome. Steering wheel is straight. Press OK to proceed. Vehicle stop, not running. Ignition on, steering fixed, no codes. Turn ignition off. Press OK. Turn it on. 2 presses. OK. Calibrating. Dash cam talks to you and says, don't forget to format your memory card. Format your memory card. This takes 30 seconds, and then it should tell you to turn the key on or off again. I'm not thinking this will fix it, but I'm going to try it. There's a couple things I can do to try. Complete. Confirm the power steering warning light is off. See if that did anything. Right now it is ready. When it says ready, but you don't hear the engine, it means it'll drive on an electric motor. It'll start the engine when it thinks it needs to charge the battery or power assist, that kind of thing. Just start it up. It's not rattling either. That's a good thing. Rescanning. Keep in mind too, all I did today was do those 2 voltage tests for the sensors and to see if the inverter converter assembly was pulling that circuit down to let other modules know, hey, something's wrong. And both of those passed, and of course the problem's gone now. Maybe just something intermittently is going on with that converter assembly. I really don't know. It's not that it's complicated to figure this kind of thing out. It's that when something's intermittent and something's really old and you use parts, you got just you're making quite a stew. And it's really hard to pull a particular flavor out of it that you want. All I can do at this point is button everything up, put the wiper cowl back on again. It's the second time I took it off and on, and then take it for a drive and see if we get more codes and go from there. If you might remember last week, I drove this car after doing that torque sensor adjustment, and it drove great and never set the light on again. So maybe we're in the same place we were even with the new ABS module, which those ABS modules are huge failure items in these vehicles. So we'll see what happens with this one. Pretty frustrated right now, but you probably can tell. I hope we can do something productive today too. It's Friday. I want to finish the week strong. I think I'm at like 37 hours. So all right, the torque learn did nothing. I went to go try to drive it. I didn't make it out of the parking lot. I got really mad. But we got a new code at least. POA7A. That's a new one. So we'll look up that one. See what it says. Generator inverter performance. What do you do at this point? Going around in circles. It's coming up on 9:30, and I got six and a half hours in it, I guess, roughly. But I am going to look up that code real quick, see if it's a cut and dry thing, and I can at least move on to something else. POA7A. This thing's set in so many weird codes. That code now that I have is normally an automatic transmission inverter dealio, which the stator, and I'm gonna put a 12-volt battery in it. I brought up the data. It shows 11.8 in my scan tool. So I'll dig the stuff back out of the back, put a voltmeter directly on the battery, and we'll see where that thing's at. It's charging good, I know that. Maybe that 12-volt battery's pulling down when you start the engine. It sets all these weird codes. It's really odd. What I did this time, I had it running last time in the shop for about 10-15 minutes while I washed up and went to go drive it. And when I tried to drive it, it set the codes. So I'm grasping at straws here, but I'm gonna try it. Nope, I don't know if that shows up on camera, but this thing is, I got it in drive right now, and it's lurching and jerking and misfiring, it feels like, but there's no misfires in data. It's not setting any codes now. Not the 12-volt battery. So something might be going on with the transmission, I'm thinking now. I don't know. What do you got some gas and a match? Solve that problem pretty quick. I'm at the point now where this is going to go out in the grass. I've spent way too much time on it. I know I'm not getting paid at this point. The way things have been, I don't get paid. So this code's new. AC inverter startup signal system current in the air conditioning. See if we can make it to the back. Put it in the grass with the others. You put it in gear, boy, it gets really mad. I could put it behind the Corvette because that's obviously not going anywhere this week. I didn't get any codes like the last time I tried to drive it. Whoop. Oh, boy, she's mad. Let's rescan for codes again. You guys probably saw that one on camera. I mean, the whole car went gut, gut, gut. You can sit there hearing it idling. It'll just kank, kank, kank. Tired, old. Oh, look, some of the codes changed. The solar sun sensor one went away because I guess that was because we were in the shop. I'm gonna put this up in case it rains. We'll leave it like that. No codes. See that? Oh, we got codes. Let's rescan it. I mean, honestly, maybe tell them get me another ABS module. Low battery positive voltage or abnormally high battery positive voltage in the ABS. That's a new one. Man, this thing is mad. Big mad. Motor relay off, motor relay 2 off. It's gonna be a lot quicker for you guys than it is for me, but let's shut the AC off now.
At this point, I'd rather do oil changes.
O2 sensor positive current circuit low, oxygen sensor pumping current circuit low, low battery voltage or abnormally high, AC inverter startup signal system. Okay, I'm done with this one for now. Alright, man, I know it can be open. Oh my goodness gracious, look at that cream puff, huh? AC is not working. Got a new alternator though, which tells me, is the AC compressor plugged in? Kind of. Interesting. Let's take a look inside. You'll enjoy it. It's hard to make a living, but I'm taking what they're giving. I guess his battery goes dead from time to time. He doesn't want to be thirsty when he breaks down, and in case it gets cold out, you never know. I'm not sure what those are, but I'll tell you one thing, the AC is definitely blowing warm. 178,544 11 miles. Let's get the machine on it, see if it's got some of that there refrigerant in it. Give her a love rating of 3. I gotta do an inspection too, but we'll see. Well, it needs some wipers and brakes and air filter and stuff. Got a new battery. Someone's done a bunch of work on it. The compressor is running, but it's not doing anything. It looks like it's plugged in from up here. I might need to lift it and see if there's a second electrical plug somewhere, but it's not doing anything. So we could put the scanner on it real quick and see if it's commanding the compressor on and thinks the compressor should be doing something. Then we'll have a really good idea that the compressor might be bad. That's what it's looking like. So I'm going to put my scanner on it real quick. We'll take a look at that data. Alright, so we had some battery related codes, as you might suspect. I cleared all those codes for him. They were in airbags. They had like low voltage codes from the bad battery. But he's already put a battery in, and it looks like he just hasn't taken the jump box out yet. Evaporator temperature, coolant temp, air temp, compressor operating status. Compressor status on. Uh-oh. 99 out of 100 times, the compressor's bad. I'm going to shut it off, unplug the machine, lift it up, make sure both connectors are plugged in. We'll take a quick look at fuses, make sure no fuses are blown. I got to make something happen today. There might be a fuse in here for the compressor, but normally it would set a code for that too, but you never know. Sometimes even a relay could be a problem. Like some of the Hondas and Toyotas, you just tap on the relay and the compressor starts working. But that's when they had magnetic clutches. This one runs all the time and just has a variable displacement plate inside. When it's at 0, it's just like having the clutch off or close to it. Some cars have both because there's a very slight parasitic draw turning the compressor's crankshaft without it doing anything. So to get that 0.02 of a mile per gallon, they have a second component. I don't see AC or magnetic clutch fuse in here. You guys see it? Maybe I'm missing it. I don't see it. It might be in the inside panel fuse box. So I'll lift it up and take a look and see if, make sure the connectors are plugged in first. That's real easy. Well. Original compressor. Connectors on. There's no other connectors I can see. You definitely can't see it without taking all this stuff off. I see a clip there that the harness should be in, but it's not. Maybe I need to look back up top for pinched wire. Just want to make sure. I don't want to put a compressor in and have it still not work. That would be terrible. Alright, looks like someone just rerouted the harness. When they did the alternator, they lifted the harness up and plugged that little clip into the alternator up here. And the harness has a little extra play up top. So that clip's probably been moved on the harness, I'm guessing. Because there's no other wires around here anywhere, nothing crushed and all. So this thing needs a compressor. If it makes you feel better, you could put your meter in there to see what it's doing trying to run the compressor. In my experience, it's a lot of extra time and you need a compressor because when the computer says it's on, it's on. If a fuse or a relay aren't bad, it hasn't been in a wreck where a wire got cut or pinched or something. Like I said, this does concern me a little, but I don't see any damage to it. It just looks like they misplaced it. So we'll let the customer know and see what they want to do. And keep in mind too, if you're looking at scan data, you're being thorough. You're making sure you don't have a skewed coolant temp sensor issue, evaporator temperature sensor issue. All those sensors have to be working correctly. Otherwise, when you're looking at data PID, you wouldn't see compressor commanded on. They would say compressor commanded off and have some kind of a reason for it, and you'd have codes or things usually to accompany that. So the fact that I see compressor on, no fuses or relays are blown, that's why I'm going with it. Some people might get sad, but we'll be okay, especially if he lets us fix it and we see if it works. Uh-oh. Pick your poison. Oh, Suki. We're gonna go ahead and do the compressor and condenser. It's only like 3 hours labor. It must be pretty easy to get the condenser out of there. I'm gonna look up their procedure and see how they think I should do it. And then we'll grab the Sawzall. We'll be out of there in no time. Parts are on the way. These clips are cool. They actually unscrew. But they do this really weird butterfly thing or flower thing. To get them back in's a little tricky, but I can probably figure it out. Take this cover off, take the cooling fan out, unbolt the radiator, slide it back, and then you can pull the condenser out. Supposedly it's easy. When they won't unscrew, little pocket screwdriver under the edge helps lift them up. None of those clip puller tools will work on these because they sit pretty flush. 10s for that. That's all unclipper doodled. Now, I can't really see anything more. Man, you could probably take this off too, although yeah, we don't want to mess with taking the whole bumper off. Alright, these bolts hold the radiator in. So once you take these out, it'll tilt it back, but hose, connector, I think the fan's just clipped in place, or do I feel a screwdriver? Oh, I feel 10 millimeters on the fan. The bottom's clips and the top is bolts on the fan. One of those. Oh, that's not good. Nah, it's a job for anti-seize. Some of you might know. It's a little warm too. These 210s. I'm not sure how that music's gonna do on the video, but there's 210s down here we gotta get. I already pulled the refrigerant out. With the trusty Robin Air 34788. Nah. Is that what that says? Place your bets, place your bets. Is it going to fit out without a catastrophe? Or is it going to be like a lot of things the past couple of weeks and make the show more entertaining? You never know. There's a connector down there trying to hide what I'm doing. Alright, I'll unplug you then, that's fine. Now, they want me to take this hose off because I can't push this forward without stuff happening. It's got to cool off a little too. It's still kind of hot. Maybe with these AC lines off of here, I'll be able to get it to go forward a little more. I think what I'm feeling is the upper hose, not these, but we'll see. All right. Maybe it was those. Take this out of the way. Lighten up a little too. Yeah, it does. Nice. If you look at these, it's got these little clips down there. I'm hoping you can see. And I think if I push that little tab up, I'll be able to pop the condenser out. And with the fan out, it's a little easier to get to the liquid and the suction line on the, what's this? Plastic from previous repairs. The car's going to be lighter once you pull that out of there. Use like a hose pick. It's up past the clip, but I think the other side's kind of fighting you because you got to get both sides undone almost at the same time or close to it. But it's up above the clip. As long as I can get the other side without that falling back down, we'll be winning. Some people have asked why we changed the condenser. People that sell us the compressor want you to change it because all the contaminants go in here. Metal, any metal comes out of the compressor, it all gathers here. It acts like a filter. So we want you to change it. Luckily this one's only like an hour labor. So parts and labor to do it right only adds a few $100s to the ticket. It's not crazy expensive like it is on some cars. I feel bad because some cars, that thing's $1,000 extra, but that's the way they get the 3-year 36,000 mile warranty. The manufacturer won't warranty it for us, so it's like 30 or 90 days or something ridiculous otherwise. We don't want that. Ow. Got stabbed by a piece of metal. That wasn't hot. Something bit me. Now it's a little bit of a bear to get this lower plastic stuff off of here. I'm gonna try to do this all from the top. I think with the belt off of there, it's now I got the connector off of there. I did inspect it to see if I could tug the wires free. You know, when the inside of the wire is broken and the insulation's intact outside, you just give them a little tug. You don't force it. Give it a pretty decent tug. That wire should hold its integrity. If the wire stretches, then it's broken inside. So I tested that. It's all good. So feeling really good about it, but we'll be 100% sure once the parts arrive. I can't get the high side line out, so I'm going to remove the compressor with it on there. The front bolts are really tight. The back one, nice open. They're a little warm. Make sure there's nothing else holding this thing. I think it's corroded in place. Time to get the old 4-pound persuader out. Got it. Yeah. Don't hit the radiator weight. That's what we're working with. Got to get this line off of here. I was going to put it more of a fight, but ooh, it's nasty. All new O-rings on everything, of course, too. Someone already matched up the condenser for me while I was at lunch. We got a compressor here too. We got a flush kit and everything. We got the O-ring kit on this one. If you order individual components, you don't get this cool kit. They'll get new caps, Schrader valves. It's gonna be nice. Let's see what the compressor looks like here. Oh, I'm already liking it better. We're going to flush the lines. This one's out of the car. That'd be real easy. Use my cool flush kit again. Flush the lines out nice. Start getting this thing back together. I'm full. Woo! Broadway pizza again. Get a big old calzone like the size of this box. It says contains refrigerant oil. Drain and add correct amount. You can take this out and see what's in here. Sometimes it'll come right out the ports. Sometimes it takes so long that you pull out the plug that holds the oil. If you can. That's about it. It's about 3 ounces of oil, I would say. Had 3 ounces in the bottle, so it's getting the whole bottle. And I'll put another ounce in the condenser. We'll be good to go. Want that nice and tight. I'm also going to put some in the ports, just a splash, so none of the parts inside here are dry at all. When they manufacture it, they lubricate things, but I lubricate them even more. That don't go there. Where'd I find this thing?
Body control module. It has 42. This is shorting out inside.
Staying a week.
Yep.
mess over here, I might as well continue to mess in the same place. Not really bad at all. I think it was an electrical problem anyway, but you got to take the necessary precautions. This stuff evaporates really quick, so does brake clean. The refrigerant oil that made a mess, that won't evaporate, so I'm going to spray that away. Clean this up, we'll start putting it back together. We got new O-rings on everything already. I'm going to put the straighter valves in real quick too. Takes the big one. Looks the same. There's so many different styles. I hope it is. Like everything else, they just keep changing it for the sake of changing, I guess. Get a visual now because I won't be able to see once I stick my mitts up in there. Get my way around here. But, nope. Like, what's his name? John Travolta. The lengths I'll go to avoid taking a plastic under tray off. There you go. I have Holder, Amazon. One of my old yeah, I want to do it. I have one of those. It's got mine. Yeah, but when I look at the receiver, oh shit, I got this. Alright, I did put a teeny little bit of anti-seize on it. Just for my anti-seize, people. See how the harness can be adjusted down here? I pulled it through here a little more. So now the harness is a little bit more where it's supposed to be. I don't have the clip for this, so we'll just leave it on top of that edge there where it's held pretty well. The high side hose goes like this. This is all easier to do while the condenser and the fan or whatever are out. So throw a couple nuts on there. Golden. Not a bad idea. What's that? Gentle, gentle, gentle. Kinda gentle, Oh, don't mind that squeak, doesn't mean nothing. Doesn't mean anything. Get the hose out of the way. And it is, oh I see the metal tube is catching on the radiator support down there. By about 1/8 of an inch. You guys know the standard engineered dimensions? 1/8 inch. Now I got a hook in the bottom. Oh! Got a hook in the bottom and the top kind of at the same time. I'll watch your fingers. I got it back, don't worry, it didn't hurt. Oh, this is bent over. Alright, we'll unbend it. Fast and furious. Doesn't quite fit right. There's some tweaked parts in here, but just aluminum. It's got some flexibility to it. here. And this one's going to go here. Got all the O-rings on all these too. That's got to come out a little bit like I suspected. Gentle. Plastic and aluminum. In an ideal world, I'll get these all the way down before I tighten my nuts. You know what I'm saying? Whew, that was close. I thought I was going to drop it. I was going to turn the camera off, and I said, you know what? The people need to be informed. Might need an extension, I'm not sure. I'm going to get my mounts in here for the radiator. Now they slide back and bolt up. Everybody's going to be so friggin' happy. I'm going to hook the machine up, get it vacuuming down while I put the fan in. There it goes. Got to fit back in that little slot down there. And the bolts will line up nicely now. I shouldn't say all my bolts. I should say both of my bolts. What we got to do now, make sure this thing passes a vacuum test. I think it holds about 1.3 pounds. I got to look it up. 625 grams. Do the math. I'm going to say 1.4 pounds. See how this thing's working. Passed the vacuum test. Now 1.7 pounds. 650 grams equals 1.7 pounds. Give or take 25 grams. So once this is done, we'll see how this thing works. I bet you it's going to be freezing cold. Make a bet. Write in the comments before you watch it. I'll give you a minute. Alright, here goes something. I already saw the low side pulled down. That was quick. Uh-oh, looks like the fan's not coming on. Wait a second. Let's go take a look at that. Oh, maybe that was it. Fan is on. Tell me there's something wrong with this condenser. That would be terrible news. Let me let this thing run a second, see how it does. Yeah, maybe my math was wrong. I pulled 0.2 of a pound out. That's kind of strange. See my pretty face. Alright. Oh. Don't throw everything around. 22.928 ounces, 650 grams. So I'm going to say 23 ounces. That is 1 pound, 7 ounces. Oh, you know what? My math is bad. That's a little over 1.5. I'm thinking 7 ounces, 0.7 of a pound. That's not right. Slow down, Jimmy. It's about 1.5 pounds. So pulling 0.2 out is perfect. I can live with myself now. Pressures are nice. Way better than saying that the condenser's defective. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm glad it's nice and cold because he had to take out a loan from somebody to get this AC fixed. He's going to do the brakes after he pays him back for getting his AC working. I said, let him know he's under 2 millimeters in the back. The back pads are literally like this. So I said, let him know. I mean, doesn't matter if it goes metal to metal, except because we changed rotors with pads now. I've mentioned that before, but you get less braking performance. Once they start grinding, your brakes aren't anywhere near as effective as they are with proper pad material. But anyway, the air works. Matter of fact, we can put it on auto. We can turn this thing up. Oh, that's nice. You guys could feel that? You can already see the perspiration drying up on my forehead. So, this one's all set. I'm going to button up some loose ends, get better at math, take it for a drive. We'll see if we can do something else today. Dun, 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 dun. No, just kidding. It's the end of the day. We get a POA90 repeatedly now. Put a 12-volt battery in it just for fun. The car won't go. You can't drive it. It's set in a POA90-509, which is motor A over current. And it's also setting a POA78-287 and also -505, so 2 versions of that code. And that is inverter can't control the motor. So either the motor's over current and the inverter is freaking out because of that, or the inverter's not supplying the correct voltage to run the motor. We gotta figure that out Monday. Basically what it means is either something happened with the inverter when I took it off, or something happened with the transmission coincidentally while we were working here. 237,000 miles, anything's possible. I pulled my hair out already, you can tell. There's no more hair to pull on, so I'm giving up for today. We're calling it quits. We're going to enjoy a nice long weekend. I hope you do the same. Interesting week. I think I did like 46 hours this week. It's another one of those weeks that feels like 60 hours, but wasn't. That's all right. We're still doing okay. We're going to keep the lights on. Torque the like button before you head out, if you will, and check out the Amazon store. It's been doing really well. I really appreciate that support. You guys can't imagine, and that really helps the channel. It's the fact that you guys are awesome enough to click on an Amazon link and go in the store and support the channel. Do that for me. I really appreciate that because it's a lot of work. Not as much work as my regular job, but it's a lot of work. So anytime you guys reciprocate when you can, just torquing the like button, subscribing if you're new, all of that stuff helps a ton. Mr. Algo Rhythm really likes that. Hope I see you in another video, because you're awesome. Well, heading home, but it looks to me like this trailer's overloaded and those hold down straps aren't tight. You see the hold down straps? Have a good weekend.